Hi, how is everyone today? First thing I want to say is I'm apologizing for not answering my emails for quite some time, and even my YouTube. I know I'm really far behind, at least a month or plus on my emails and my YouTube. Probably since my last video or even one before that, I'm not quite sure. So I'm back home now, woohoo! I'm really glad to be home now. I was having a little bit of homesickness, I guess just because I was missing everything here. Of course, I guess everyone would do that. But today I've got some interesting things to talk about. Quite horrible, but interesting. Let's just start by saying I've only been back for right around a week. And meanwhile, I had run into somebody. Well, you know, there's no such thing as coincidences. So I'm just going to say this person hasn't been in my life for a very long time. And that I can say. But I was out and about and I ran into this person and I thought, okay. So here's what came into me. I'm very monitored. I have people down at the end of the street who are working for some organization, acting like they're real people, but we can see through that. So this person came into my reality, and I saw that they were very tampered with. Of course, they got their uh-uh-uhs, which made them susceptible to many things coming. So let's talk about what I saw when I was interacting with this person briefly. First off, when you've gotten the you are now set up for other things that can be activated through a code sequencing. It can be given to you through physical things or things that are what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so it looked like this person was given some capsules where they opened it up and it got put into their drinks. And not so much their food, but their drinks. And it was another gene-altering material. And what it did was it created, I couldn't find it on them, so I started looking higher. I thought it was in their throat, but I couldn't find anything. I saw underneath of their tongue where your ducts are for saliva. New ducts were growing next to those saliva ducts that were for neurotoxins. So when they would speak, they would be spitting, but it wouldn't be spitting like spitting on you, but more like a little bit of a spit, but mostly vapor, like a mist, like misting something on a real fine mist. And it was the next sequence of things that they want to do, so that when you speak the whole time, you're spitting out neurotoxins. I thought at first, oh gosh, what if it's graphene oxide? But no, it just looked like the neurotoxin ducts connected to your tongue underneath where your saliva glands are there. And I was like, oh, I wonder what species that is that would do that. And I was talking to Faith, and Faith is like, do you think it's the Naga? And I said, no, I don't know. So reptilians. So it seems to me that reptilians have this innate thing where if you're not one of them and anything happens, they can do this, and it annihilates any kind of being around them that's not them. So that's another takedown that I see coming, and that this person was done deliberately because they may stumble back into my life, which I'm going to tell you right now, they will never be stumbling back into my life. I see this stuff coming, and then when it hits me, it's like I see the whole thing unfolding, how it happened, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's never going to be a scenario. I will tell you this. Everybody is being tested. If you're on a negative vibration, of course, you're going to fall for everything coming your way. Something was dangled in front of this person that was irresistible. So that was, of course, the bait, hook, line, and sinker taken, and just terrible. I will not ever, if somebody is not in my reality for whatever reason, it's going to remain that way because it needs to be that way. Don't think that something can happen to somebody outside of me. Everybody makes their own choices and they'll deal with their own consequences. It will not entangle with me. So I saw that that was deliberately done to entangle me and take me down. And it's like, no, 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 no. Now that bridge has sailed, or I should say that boat has sailed, that bridge was burnt. It's not going to work. So just, you know who you are because you're watching this. Good luck with that because it's not going to happen. I see everything that's happening. I'm not talking to my audience. I'm talking to that specific group of beings. All government affiliated, by the way. So, well, through contracts and what have you. And an ultimatum was given that if you didn't do this, and you would lose this, and you'll never work again, and again. Babylonian money curse system, whatever. Well, the money curse system anyway, it does rule. I always am surprised what you're willing to do, even if it's on the base of they're not even attracted, or you're not attracted to them because they're not even your same, what you find in your sexual life. Let's just say this. When you're geared one way and you're doing something because of a benefit and it flies against everything that you are, it's really incredible to me what anybody will do for cha-ching. So, I know this is very cloak and dagger, and no one is supposed to know what I'm talking about, really, except for the people involved in this that are directly trying to affect me. No, it's not going to work. I'm not going down that avenue. I will never be in the same place and space as that other person. That's not going to happen. I'll do what I have to. I'm not meant to do that. You're not going to inflict anything on me. It's not happening. So do what you got to do. No, you've just gone down an avenue that's never gonna pan out. So I'm letting you know that now. I know this is very cloak and dagger for all the rest of you. So don't worry about it. But I thought it was interesting on how far you will go to get what you want, which is basically influencing or even shutting down me or anyone that's in my shoes, which is speaking about what's happening in this reality. So interesting. Terrible, but interesting. I feel sorry for that person, but we all make our choices. That person wouldn't be in this scenario if their greed hadn't gotten ahead of them too. I mean, we all have agendas, right? So you have to look at what your agenda is and see if it's from the heart or from another place. So there we go on that. I know I sound like I'm rambling on, but this is only, I'm putting this out for that group of individuals who thinks, oh, we'll get you this way if we don't get you that way. When I had left to go to France, the avenue that was first done, of course, they're like, oh no, she's left and we don't know if she's coming back. We need another way to infiltrate her. So there we go. And there it is. No, it's not going to work. Everyone has to take responsibility for their actions, and it won't entangle me. It's as simple as that. Everyone's on their own as far as that goes. You do something that's not of a high caliber for some kind of gain, there you go. It is what it is. And I don't really want to say much more about that. But seeing that they now, or they have been, and they can implement for the ones that have gotten this, new things through I would call it coding. It's to activate coding inside. So basically, I was talking to Arthur about this. He goes, well, do you think it's coding? And I'm like, well, yeah. They can give you any substance that's coded, and it will activate things to be done inside of these avatars now because you've gotten this, and it has opened up a doorway of things they could do to you. I like growing the glands on your own, saliva glands, so that you are now putting out neurotoxins. And I'm thinking there is probably nothing that they can do. I mean, because it's all, they've gone down the avenues, they've done lots of tests and retests, and don't forget, a lot of this knowledge was already from before. It's just being re-implemented and honed to be a better weapon against humanity, or even change humanity. I know my niece Faith was telling me that there had been incidences with her where people were talking to her and they were spitting like that too, and it had caused her to have sickness to a high degree, and it was terrible. I will tell you that I was watching Dr. Jane Ruby. Please suss her out, look at her information. And she had this one guy, and I am so bad with names, so please forgive me, the man that she was talking to, a scientist, and he was saying one way to combat the neurotoxins. He listed a whole bunch of things, but the only one I really remember was aloe vera. So aloe vera for the neurotoxins, and he goes into why aloe vera works. But there are other things he talks about, so please go check out Dr. Jane Ruby. I do know we talk about the ways to get rid of the graphene oxide, but that is only one part of the problem. You cannot fully detox the graphene oxide and the neurotoxins with just one thing. You need to get for everything. So the graphene oxide is one thing, the neurotoxins is a whole nother thing. And you need two different kind of detoxes. So the aloe vera is for the neurotoxins. And I do want to say that over and over and over, because I knew that frequencies would also destroy most of it, but the problem is we don't have the tech to those frequencies. And it isn't a single frequency, it's done on a scale. And yeah, so I don't know the frequencies, or I wouldn't have to be talking about how to detox the graphene oxide and how to detox the neurotoxins. So we have to do physical things because we just don't have that information on the high tech for the frequencies to get rid of everything. You can actually be rebooted back to ground zero because these are biological machines. I just don't have that information to do that. And I do know it can be done through frequencies. So start researching. Maybe you'll find out more than I do. Remember, I'm a single person. I still have a life to live. Things come into me, things happen to me, and I talk about that. I know this much of all of it. And it only comes in either through questions or a scenario that comes my way. No, Tiger. Tiger just came in. It's extremely bitter cold out here today, so I've got the heater on. I hope it's not too loud. I know I feel like I'm screaming over the heater again, but it is a new heater, so I'm rambling on. So be aware in your reality. I wear, and I don't have them on now because I'm just here by myself, but I do wear my bracelets with copper. Because it makes and builds my toroidal field to be stronger. But I was talking to Arthur this morning and Faith and found that somewhere along the line, my coding got changed. And it was before I left to go on my trip. I kept thinking that when I'm around a lot of these people, it starts to affect me weirdly. So I put my jewelry on. It does help. And I noticed that I had gone yesterday to an event thing. And I was around a bunch of people that had all that, and I felt nothing. And it was like, wow, okay, so what's that all about? So I started looking into it this morning, and I realized that somebody had reprogrammed me on my data stream for a frequency blocker so that these people who have been altered will not be affecting me. And I thought that was very interesting. We all need that. That needs to be done for all of us so they don't affect us. And I know that sounds really out there, but it is what it is. So I guess I won't talk too much about anything else, but I thought that was rather interesting that all the things they have planned to do with humanity, which is horrible. I've got Tiger right here. Oh, Tiger. He's crawling up my leg. He's in my jacket, my vest. What is it, baby? Oh, gosh. All my animals have missed me terribly because I was gone for 2 months and a week. So I am really happy to be back home. And I'll set him down. Okay, there you go. So I am very happy to be back home. Yeah, I did get a little bit of homesickness. I love traveling. I really, really loved being with Arthur. That was great. We ran, we played, we did all kinds of things. We went off. I mean, every day was an adventure to go do something. It was wonderful. So we'll see what happens. My next trip that I want to take, and there will be a next trip, I have really thinking about doing the pyramids. I didn't do it this time, and a part of me was like, oh, maybe I should have. So my next trip that I'm planning is going to be to Mexico. I will do the pyramid hopping. I don't know when I'm going to go because, of course, it's going to be about finances. So I went through about half of my money that came into me unexpectedly because, I'm broke. So I would have to find a way to generate more revenue somehow. I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. It'll come in. So, all right then. I guess I'm done rambling on. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.